Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to the Hangout of Randomness. Hello, Ira. Good to see you. How are you doing? Hello, Wolf. I hope you're feeling better. And I hope your week was good despite not feeling well. My week wasn't too bad. No major complaints. Just chilled at home. Still on the job hunt. I have some interviews next week, so we'll see how that goes. But right now, just chilling at home, taking care of my daughter and the house and everything. Good. Glad to hear it, Wolf. And hello again, Ira. How's that going for you so far, Ira? I'm sure you're doing really well in it. Where's worse? Take that off for now. So, I think some of you saw the post I made about needing your help. I just mainly want to know what kind of videos you guys want to see. If you guys have any ideas for future videos for Aaron Levi, any other fandom I could potentially do a cosplay for. Anything like that. Oh, nice. Having Fridays off is always awesome. So far, I have a couple of videos for follow-ups, CL's request, some prompt videos, like when I did the wish fulfillment video. Do some more of those. I do some reaction videos to like try not to laugh, try not to sing, stuff like that. And then you guys did come up with the modern teacher alternate universe for Aaron and Levi, which I have some thoughts about. The biggest one being like Aaron's the new teacher at the school. He gets kind of the wrong impression of Levi because when he meets Levi, he's just trying to figure out where he needs to go, how to get set up, all of that. And he meets Levi, and Levi's like, I don't have time for you. I don't have time for this BS, all that. And then Levi finds out from Hanji that Aaron's been assigned to his classroom. It's kind of like a teacher's aide, also a teacher of like another topic. And now they have to work together, and Aaron has that terrible impression of Levi of being just kind of a short-tempered jerk. June 16th is the 23rd anniversary of the movie of Tarzan. Oh my god, it feels so old. I saw that movie in theaters. Like, I saw Tarzan when it came out. Is it really 23 years? Is it really that long ago? Oh my god. Oh my god, I have to see this now. Excuse me while I Google it. Unless this is a different Tarzan, because I'm thinking the Disney one. Way to make people old. I mean, if any of you watch Game Theory, MatPat did a good job of making me feel old too, because he's talking about VHS tapes. And I'm like, oh yeah, VHS tapes. And he made a reference to how most people only know VHS through ARG, ARG and different games. And I'm like, really? We finally hit the point where children don't know what VHS tapes are anymore. We're screwed. And yeah, I felt it was so old. And the game he was reviewing had a TV on it, had a TV in it, and the TV had it was a combo TV of TV and VHS player, and I remember those being like the absolute best thing to own. And my husband and I were reminiscing about it, and I'm like, oh my God, we're old. We can remember when these were coming out. $19.99. Yeah, I did see that in theaters. I was 5 or almost 5. And we went there, and I had to have, and after we saw the movie, because of Jane, we had to have my sister and I had to have the white gloves, those like elbow length gloves. So my mom and grandmother, because we saw it during the summer when we were at my grandmother's house, they scoured like all these costume stores and everything looking for those gloves. And I wore them for a very long time. I loved them. Thought they were phenomenal. And I would still wear them if they would be practical today. I'm sorry. No, we're not mad or anything here. It's just one of those, oh God, we're so old. when you're counted as when you're counted in that group that only remember that's like born in the late 1900s, like, yep, that's me, born in the later half of the 20th century. I've lived in 2 centuries. I remember VHS tapes. I want to Pocahontas. We did have a VHS player, but I didn't know how to use it. Oh God. I knew how to use a VHS player when I was 2. My mom said it came in very handy because she could just leave me watching while she went and like cleaned or took care of my sister. She could leave a tape going in and know that I could go over and like pause it, press play, rewind it if I wanted to watch again, eject it, and how to put in a new one. They would also make me do it for them too, just to see if I could do it. And I could get it from TV to VHS and from VHS to TV and all sorts of things. Yeah, not mad, just realizing how. Yeah. I'm almost, again, I'm not the oldest one here, but I'm up there. I'm 27. 27, I'll be 28 this November. I don't feel like I'm that old. I don't feel like I'm almost 30. I still look like I did when I was in my early 20s. I haven't really changed that much. But I know maturity-wise, like mentally, I'm vastly, vastly different from when I was in my early 20s. Like physically, yeah, I haven't lost all the baby weight, but I don't mean like that. I mean, like, my face hasn't changed that much. I never did anything crazy with my hair. I didn't get any surgery done. So physically, I still resemble what I did in my early 20s. But mentally, now I'm so different from my early 20s. Like, I look back and I can remember that mentality, and I'm like, oh my God. Oh, super cringe. I hate looking back and knowing I should have done stuff differently. I know hindsight's 20/20 vision, but it hurts to look back and go, yeah, that used to be me. But now I can say that used to be me. I don't hold some of the same beliefs and mentality I did when I was in my early 20s that I do now. It's really cool. And eventually most people will like come to realize you're self-aware of your maturity. It's weird. When you think you're mature, you're really not that mature. But when you kind of sit back and you realize, you can compare, you can actively compare yourself now to like a previous version of yourself. And you sit there and you go, yeah, I'm very different now compared to how I was then. And you can pinpoint a lot of the differences. Like you can look back on memories and see scenarios that you were in and realize that now you'd have handled that differently versus how you handled it then. And that's really cool. I like that kind of foresight. And then I use that nowadays to help me, think about different scenarios that I've been in and kind of look at everything and go, okay, this is what old me would have done. This is what now me will do. And we'll go from there. Yeah, I heard about that. He was, I don't remember his name, but he was also in Rise of the Shield Hero. He played Naofumi. He did several other characters. That was really sad. He was really young too. Like, I know nobody can choose the age of the medallion. There's no ideal age, but you don't really want to die in your 30s. And he was like I know he was like later 30s, but 30s are just way too young. Like, I would consider anything before 70 is way too young. It's really weird. And I don't know if it's like a trend, like if it's something everybody else is noticing, but voice actors, there are a lot of voice actors that don't live very long. Like, a lot of them have passed fairly recently too. Like, I don't know, every time they're like, oh, that so-and-so passed away, it's like you look it up and they were a voice actor. And I know there have been some notable celebrities that have left this mortal coil, but a lot of them seem to be voice actors, which is really kind of scary. It's like, what is the curse of the voice actor? So if you are clicking, I'm spinning a pen because I can't not fidget. And don't say I need a fidget spinner. I don't like those. I've tried them. I mean, they're kind of cool, but they only last for so long. A pen is much more entertaining. I actually could spin it kind of like Light Yagami does. I can't do it in one fluid motion because your hands have too many bumps on them for that to be a fluid motion. But I can get fairly cool. I can get fairly close. So what about? Oh, reminds me. Yep, I can do this. I'm not gonna adjust the camera. The camera's it's kind of close, but I can do the one there. What's that? Yeah, cool. I paid my electric bill. Yay. Yeah, I remember Ed, and Eddie. I wasn't allowed to watch Ed, and Eddie. My parents weren't a big fan of that show. I mean, I understand why. Kind of looking back on it, I'm like, yeah, it wasn't the greatest. Kind of is a little weird. Even now, I'm like, but a lot of people really enjoyed it, so. It was a strange show, yeah. Also, you're getting old when all the shows you used to watch as a kid end up on Cartoon Network's Boomerang. Because now, if you look at Boomerang, not only do they have the shows from when our parents were kids, like Johnny Quest, Speed Racer, the old Scooby-Doo, all of the old Scooby-Doo series. Now they have Powerpuff Girls, Codename Kids Next Door, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Ed, and Eddie, Cow and Chicken, Rocco's Modern World was Nickelodeon, but that's on Nick at Night still sometimes. Like, that's when they have their older ones. But you have a lot of the shows that we grew up with now on Boomerang, and now you realize that you're old. Because now it's like, it's not fun to watch Boomerang anymore. It's not fun to look it up anymore because all of our shows are on there now. I think even the old Teen Titans, the original Teen Titans is there. Same with the Justice League. Everything is there. And it's like, my childhood is officially considered retro. It is officially retro. Which sucks. Just thought of something. I could do a Yu Yu Hakusho cosplay because I have a long red wig that I could use for Kurama. And then I have my dark wig that I could kind of like tease to be Hiei. So I could do that. Do Hiei and Kurama. Nope, I'm vintage. I'm not old. I'm classic. I'm vintage. I'm retro. I'm not old. Also, are you guys getting tired of doing the weekly hangout? And the only reason I ask is because and I don't know if I've done something, I don't know if I've upset anybody or everybody, but I've just kind of noticed, like a lack of participation, not only here, but also in like community posts and stuff. So I'm wondering, because I'm like, if I ask it in a community post, I probably won't get an answer. So I'm just wondering, did I do something? Have I upset anybody? Is there something I need to do differently? Because I want to be inclusive to everybody. I don't want to like just kind of ignore you guys because you guys are really awesome. But at the same time, I'm like, if you guys aren't interested in doing things like the weekly hangout or community posts that ask about your opinion and stuff, if you guys don't want that, I just need to know so I know to stop doing it. Oh, hi, Sky. I grew up watching old TV shows like The Flintstones and The Jetsons and more. I don't remember the names, but I know the shows. I like The Flintstones and The Jetsons. What's funny is because I was talking to my mom one day about it because I was like, oh, The Flintstones are hilarious. They're a great kid show. And she's like, no, they actually started off kind of like Family Guy is now, like Family Guy and American Dad and all those. It was an adult show. It was meant for adults. That's why a lot of the jokes are not something a kid would get. That's why some of the situations are not something a child would be involved in. It's more for adults. So technically the Jetsons and the Flintstones are American Dad and Family Guy and those kinds of shows. I was very intrigued at that. And then eventually it became more marketable towards children, which is why we kind of know it as more of a children's show. So they ended up marketing it towards children because it wasn't too mature that, younger audiences wouldn't understand, but it's not inherently meant for children either, which I found fascinating. I'm glad to see you, Sky. I hope you guys are doing better. I know we had Kiri and his girlfriend in last time. I hope they're doing well. Doing well, Sky. Thank you for asking. The weekly live streams are good. I like them. Good. Again, I just don't know how to ask these questions because I figure I'm not going to get a response because I don't get a response half the time when I ask things anyway. So. So do you guys have any ideas for any videos that you might want to see? Or any other content you want me to make? I actually did start writing a podcast script. So, I'm going to write one for the Parasite idea I had about Attack on Titan. I'm going to do one for another theory I have about Attack on Titan. And then I might do some for My Hero, because My Hero is actually rather fascinating when you look at it from a scientific perspective. So we'll see. I hadn't given up on the podcast idea. It was just more of what am I wanting to do? And I'm like, oh, I'll just do my own kind of like theories and headcanon stuff. And see if anybody has any other theories or headcanons that they'd like to share that I could kind of explore and review and do research for. I love doing research. Absolutely adore doing research. So you guys can give me any to look up, to review, whatever, I will. I'll even, depending on the anime, watch it if I can, so I can get better references. And then I don't know where I'm going to post it. It shows me. What shows? The fact I like to do research? Yeah. I think that's partially why I did biology as my overall degree. It's just I like to research. I like to figure things out. I like to learn, and biology is very simple in that way because it's tangible. Something you can reach out and touch. Whereas, again, I mean, there's nothing wrong with physics and chemistry and all that, but it's just too out there for me. Okay, modern life. Sorry, you said modern life. I'm like, if I didn't, I was thinking of Modern Family, like that interview style and everything. I'm like that what do they call it? Mockumentary style. Like, what house of Harry Potter? I Slytherin. Yeah, I'm Slytherin. Wait, do you guys want to see me do any other characters from Attack on Titan? I know I can do Sasha. Kind of. All I have to do is like tie my hair back, put a potato in my mouth, and there I'm Sasha. Could maybe get away with Mikasa, but it would be like long-haired Mikasa. Longer-haired Mikasa, because I have only the black wig for Carla. So here with those. I can't do Jean. I don't think I could get away with Jean. And I don't think I could get away with Connie. Historia, maybe, but I'm not angelic enough or in appearance to be Historia. Do Amir, but why do Amir without Historia? Nice. Very cool era. And very cool. We're all in the same house. What's really sad is I look back and I'm like, it's been 12 years since I graduated high school. I was sitting here realizing, because I'm like, oh, we would all be technically alumni of Hogwarts. And I'm like, how long would it have been? And I'm looking at me, it would have been 10 years for Hogwarts. But now it's like, or almost 11 years for Hogwarts. But now it's like almost 12 years for high school for me. Yeah. I've been out of high school for almost 12 years. Hi, Space Glitch. Good to see you. If you're at work, I understand. You don't have to stick around. All right. Might try my glasses again. My head's starting to hurt from looking at a screen without them. No, these don't have like blue tint or anything to do anything special. I just have found I can stare at a screen longer if I wear my glasses. My mom is not answering me. She is me. It's a very profound statement. And my mom is my transfer. Okay. So you're just hanging out waiting for your mom. So you're going to tune in for a little bit. That's cool. Wait, 12 years. I don't know. Wait. I'm doing math. Don't ask me to do too much math, but 27. I'm 27 now. 2022. Oh no, not 12. Sorry, not 2010. Oh my god, my math sucks so much. It's been 10 years. Oh my god. Well, I don't know. I graduated in 2011. So technically it's been 11 years. For some reason I thought I graduated all of a sudden in 2012. No, I graduated in 2011. So it's been almost 12 years for me. Almost 12. Still makes me feel old that it's been over a decade since I've been in high school. Since I graduated high school. The story behind that, because if you do that math, you'll get that I graduated when I was 16, which I did. So behind that, when I moved to Canada, in order to make sure that I kept up with American curriculum, or at least American standards curriculum, I was in the International Baccalaureate program, or IB program, which was developed by for diplomats' children, so they would have a standard education across the board. So I did that from the time I entered in high school, which I skipped 8th grade to do because I was too smart for 8th grade, apparently. So I skipped 8th grade. 8 weeks into the school year, entered high school, did the IB program from the time I entered high school until I moved back to the U.S. And then when I got back to the U.S., I needed only 2 credits to graduate, and they're like, well, she can graduate now, because I had a semester left in that year, and I could do the classes I needed, do my makeup work to do this standard test to get out of high school in New York, and then I was done. So I graduated high school at 16. Not because I'm smart or anything, just circumstances aligned pretty well. Got my first paycheck yesterday. Nice. Gonna spend it on anything cool? So yes, that is the story of how Moon graduated high school in 2011. Again, not a genius or anything weird like that. My circumstances just lined up pretty well. It kind of makes me pause. And yikes, that was possible. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I was. Yeah. Much older than. Again, myself, Tech, and Wolf are pretty much the oldest here. We're all in our late 20s. We're all either almost or are 30. So some fun stuff, and I'm going to be saving up 13 grand. Wow. Moving out. I'll get off until 10. It's 9:34. Oh, and then your mom might be waiting until like 9:45 to head over. So, or she might be headed over now. I think. Kinda. So what's the $13K for? Are you gonna move out? Are you saving up to buy a house or a wedding? We used to do ASMR. By the way, I know I did a couple of these, but did you guys like the series where it was like Aaron and the others kind of talking to you, the viewer, or did you not like that? I only did a couple because I wasn't sure if anybody really liked them, so just thought I'd ask. Working as a nighttime stalker. I mean, that's nothing wrong with that. I think it'd be pretty nice. I don't know. I'm one of those people. I don't mind organizing, putting things away. Like when I worked at GameStop, my favorite thing to do was taking the distro, which meant we were sent a bunch of like merchandise and stuff, and we could put it into the computer and put it away. I love doing that. It was honestly my absolute favorite thing to do. I could get through. I think one time we had, because it was holiday rush, I had like 30 or so boxes, and it was just me in the morning because it was always delivered like pretty much like 10, 11 o'clock, and I was the only one there until like 2. So I got it, and I entered all of the distro in and had it put away before my second person got there. That's how much I like distro. That's how much I like doing inventory stuff. I thrive in it. I wish it was for a wedding alone. Now I'm saving up for a shed. $25,000. The rest of it is for the sheetrock installations. Oh, nice! Getting your own place. Very cool. Well, I'll skip till I get a different 8th grade because my school. For me, when in 8th grade, it was kind of just it was more just I was trying to come up and make they were trying to come up with work for me to do because I was so far ahead as far as like the math and everything. Because before I moved to Canada, I had lived in Texas. In Texas, they're very big on doing math. Like that's their main curriculum to teach is math. So I was very much in step with the math program there, and they figured I'd be bored in my school in Canada when I got to 8th grade. So they just jumped me, and I'm like, kind of wish you hadn't, because freaking IB math sucked to come into at 8 weeks into the semester. And then I just felt like I never understood math in high school at all. Like math is probably my absolute weakest subject. And no, do not like it. I did not like math. And I'm like, I wish I had that extra time because it may have helped me transition from 8th grade to 9th grade a little better. Then I had friends there, and the people I made friends with in high school, I don't talk to any of them now, so that should tell you something. And I just had a lot of like drama follows people everywhere. Just high school like seems to be most prominent, and I hated it. I wish I had not jumped from 8th grade to 9th grade. I wouldn't have minded the 11th grade to 12th grade jump, but the 8th to 9th was probably not my best idea. I make $9 an hour. I mean, it's still possible to save up that money. It's just more like you got to be very diligent and don't spend too much of it. They put me in the fast class. Now I am going to the 12th grade as well. Nice. Very cool. I'm very just lucky I graduated high school at all after I saw my math grade. I saw my overall math grade and it was like a D. I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense. Because there wasn't like a pass-fail kind of thing. You just did it, and then you got an average at the end with your exams. It was weird. The school was, the way things were done for that program was weird. But congrats on graduating at 17. I always figured I'd be 19 when I graduated, so graduating at 16 was a shock. And I just say that because my birthday's so late in the year. And I was meant, if I had done it, if I had not jumped too many grades, I would have graduated like 18, 19. Can't make it. I don't know when I can make it again. Birthday party. 2 shots of tequila. Nice. Well, I'm glad you were at least able to come and see us for a little bit, Ash. Maybe next time you'll be able to join us for a little longer, but I hope you enjoy the birthday party. Well, I did not graduate. Yeah, I just graduated from 11th grade right now, and I'm still 16. I'll be like, 2. Okay, nice. Again, nothing wrong with that. That's cool. Again, I wish I'd just... I don't know. You look back and it's like, I shouldn't have done that. Like, it sounds cool. Oh, yeah, I graduated at 16. I really wasn't all that great. And my first semester of college kind of sucked. My second semester was better. And then after that, I just stopped being... Because I was way more social in my first community college than I was in the next one I went to. Actually, in the next one I went to, I was slightly more social. I tried. But then stuff happened and I was like, this doesn't work. So when I finally went off to university, I was like, we're just not going to be social. We're just going to focus on our studies. And I did that. And I don't have any friends from college either. So people are like, oh, you'll make friends in college. It'll be different. It'll blah, blah. And it's not different. I made an active decision not to have too many friends in college. And now I'm an adult. And I'm like, having friends is nice. Don't get me wrong, it's really nice. But I'm starting to learn that drama just happens. And I don't particularly care for drama too terribly much. I know a lot of people say that, but I'm just like, I really don't. I try to avoid it. That's why I don't have too many social media outlets. That's why I don't do any personal social media stuff. I used to have Facebook and that was all drama. I have YouTube and that's like, that can get a little dramatic if you get swept up in it. But I mean, if you take a step back, it doesn't. Same when I had TikTok, I was like getting caught up in some drama and stuff. And I'm like, wait, why am I caring? Why do I care? So now I have just YouTube and Discord, I guess. But Discord is controlled drama because you can only talk to certain people. I was supposed to be born in November, but I was born 3 months early. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Yeah, I'll be 18. Or Space Glitch, I will be 18 December 20th. Cool. Yeah, that sounds like a tiny little baby rose. Wow. 3 pounds. And I thought my daughter was small at 7 pounds, 13 ounces. And now my sister's going to have another baby at the end of this year. Well, it's supposed to be due in the start of 2023. But she had my niece a little early, so we're thinking maybe still in 2022 she'll have it, at the end of December. So we'll see. We'll see. It should be nice. No, we don't know if it's a boy or a girl yet. She's barely pregnant. I think when she told us she was barely 9 weeks, and now she's 11 or 12 weeks, and we still got 9 weeks to go before we find out if it's a boy or a girl. If we find out if it's a boy or a girl, because she may do something different with this one than she did last one and just not bother finding out. See, we never need fidget spinners. I can give you one way. Yeah, it can be. I think for me, it's more not just not like any mental thing. It's more just anxiety, I guess. I don't know. It's an outlet for anxiety because I can't. No matter how many times I talk to you guys, I still get nervous. Because I can't see any of you, I can't hear any of you. So I'm just talking to myself. So I do this to ease my nerves about just talking to myself, essentially, until one of you guys comments something. Yep, but it's mostly for nerves because I don't do public speaking too well. God, it used to be so bad. I've gotten better about it. But I remember in college having to give presentations, I would stutter so bad. It was bad. The stuttering was terrible. Absolutely terrible. I couldn't get sentences out. I was shaking. My hands would actually just start. I couldn't control it. It was so bad. I meant to say I'm so ready to go home, but I can't. Oh, you're almost there. You got 14 minutes or so. You're almost there. It rolls really well. I do a presentation, record. I just pass out. There's only 4 people in. Oh. I actually had a oh god, what was it? It's a science class or creative class or something when I was in 6th or 7th grade. It was 7th grade. And I was giving the presentation because we were supposed to make up our own mythological creatures of some sort. And I came up with kind of season changing fairies and shit. And I remember, I don't know why I remembered it, but I remembered trying to give the presentation and people basically heckling me. I'm in 6th, 7th grade and people were heckling me about it because I said that the girls wear dresses, and I was trying to say that what the guys wore, because we're supposed to describe both the male and female, and I'm and people were laughing at me because I guess the way I said it made it sound like all of them wore dresses. And I was and the teacher didn't do anything either. That was fun. Yeah, that was so much fun. Middle school sucks almost as much as high school, but at least in middle school I had friends. I think me and my BF are going last. Oh, that'd be amazing, Space. Stage right a little bit when the teacher asks to talk about the book report done. I start stuttering around and forget what I have to say, right? I always hated giving book reports because I knew the books I read nobody was interested in. So I was always giving book reports about things people weren't interested in, or writing stuff about things people weren't interested in. Because it interested me, but I was very weird. My topics of interest were different, or my way of telling stories was different. So, and I always figured people were way better at it than me, and I know that logically somebody's always going to be better than you in some respect. But it was just one of those things. I know I suck. Why am I making myself suffer in doing this? Hey guys, just got nice, Yell. How was it? I just got told to speak up. I I had no problem with projecting. I just would go too fast sometimes, or I would just stumble too bad. I would stutter and stumble really bad. And in my last job, I needed to talk all the time. So I got better at speaking in front of people. I still don't like it. I still feel like I'm getting judged terribly. I still feel like I get judged terribly even talking to you guys, but it's worse when it's in a professional setting. But I don't stutter and stumble as much as I used to. I can at least form semi-coherent sentences with you guys. I got a lot of stuff. Nice. I wish Aki Bento would give me a sponsorship because then I could get their boxes, and then from the boxes I could give you guys some of the stuff. It's held at a huge stadium. Nice. The convention here in town before they closed it down was actually held at our rodeo stadium. It was really cool. Just the arena, the rodeo arena was outside, and then there was the convention center next to it. And they actually put stuff out in the rodeo area, like different food trucks and different stands and stuff. It was really cool. So many people were cosplaying. It was 105 degrees. Hopefully when I go down to con in July, I am hoping that they'll have AC. Otherwise it'll just be terrible. I don't even know if I'm going to cosplay it. I met the real voice actor for Mikasa Ackerman dub. It was so cool. I got to ask her questions. Nice. Nice. Very cool. Dallas. Oh my God. Is that MomoCon, or is that the one that's in Georgia? I dropped my phone. Excuse me. Because I know that Jonathan Young and Caleb Hiles were at one of the cons doing a concert. I know it was in Dallas, but I don't know if it was MomoCon or something else. But that sounds like it was a lot of fun. I don't know if I'm going to even be able to meet anybody. I'm originally from San Antonio, and it was a 5-hour drive, but worth it. Yes. Con usually is pretty worth it when you go. Like, no matter the drive. We're driving just a couple hours, but oh God, it's going to be because where we're driving to is not necessarily the best for drivers and stuff, so it should be fun. But Dallas sounds awesome. San Antonio to Dallas. It's a pretty good trip. When I lived in Texas, I lived closer to Austin. We went to San Antonio a couple of times, and that was a fairly long trip. That always felt really long. But San Antonio was awesome. I would go back. Misha Collins and Mark Shepard are in Australia, but 2 different cons. Oh, dang. Go see Misha. Go see Misha. He at least is random enough to be fairly entertaining all the way through. I've seen some of his stuff. It's really random and funny, so I recommend it. I recommend, because he has a channel on YouTube, I recommend going on that and just seeing what he does. He does like a random act of kindness day or something. It's really funny. Check out the Alamo. I've gone. It's pretty awesome. It's actually really small. Like with how big Texas history is, they make it sound like it's this like big grand place, and you go there and it's really, really small. It's like this tiny little fort, and yeah, it's really cool. I liked it. I like history. Let me Believe It or Not museum. It's funny. I've been to a couple of Ripley's Believe It or Not. They're pretty good. And then I've been to Madame Tussauds wax whatever. That was creepy because they have because they have the normal, and then you go in there and you find out they have a horror one, and the horror one is absolutely terrifying because it's like pitch black, some like lightning effects, strobe effects, and all of these monsters behind the doors. It was creepy. it was cool, but very creepy and not something a 12-year-old me expected at the time. So when we walked in, my sister and I were like clinging to my mom. It was really funny. Like looking at it now, it's really funny. Back then, it was terrifying. So, ooh, I hate those. I've walked through one of those tunnels too. You have to try to walk. You have to just try to look forward and walk. But it's really hard because you see all this movement and your eyes are automatically drawn to the movement and you get, I hate that. I think I had to like look at my feet or something to get through that. And it's a really short walk too. And be like 500 and that's just for the plane tickets. Ooh. 500 plus just for plane tickets, dang. Yeah, because Australia is a huge country and not everything is put nice and neat together. So yeah, I could understand why we would rather fly than drive. My feet feel like I'm sorry to hear that, but you're almost done. Also, I'm pissed off because I got dinner and they left off my damn order, so I don't even order from another. All I wanted was a baked potato. You poor thing. I'm sorry, CL. That sucks. We got a Kingdom Hearts in 2018, and then later they're saying Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out 29th. I'm like, no way. Kingdom Hearts 4 is coming out. Yep. There's Kingdom Hearts 4 coming out, and everybody is super pissed because it's not going to be Disney heavy. It's like, it's always supposed to be kind of a Final Fantasy-esque game. Sasha. Yes, with the potato thing, you are. I've driven to Melbourne with my sister once. Took 2 days. Holy crap. I still love potatoes. Potatoes are my absolute hands down favorite food. You can do so much with a potato and it always tastes good. Like, only if it's prepared poorly will a potato taste bad. You shouldn't prepare a potato poorly. Otherwise, you will regret your life. This potato deserves some respect. Mashed potatoes are my favorite. I like baked potatoes too. And then my mom does this thing where she'll slice up potatoes really thin, baste them in butter, cook them in the oven, and they're not quite chips because they're not, hard and crispy, but they're nice and soft and they're to die for. She only ever did them a few times because it's a lot of work and people devour them fairly quickly too. So I'm a picky eater, so I only get butter and cheese, but I'm feeling such a bacon. All y'all and my boyfriend is what keeps me going. Right? So on my baked potato, I will do butter, salt, and pepper, blue cheese dressing, cheese, shredded cheese, and salad supreme seasoning on the top. It was for Melbourne. Nice. I think the chick from Anime America goes to that Melbourne one. Or at least she did a couple of times. I know she sold merch and did like a panel or something there. That's a channel I feel a little bad for. Because I started off with so many people and it was so cool. All of them did different reviews and different lists and stuff. And then it's just Robin now. It's a little sad. That sounds so good. Me waits for my pizza. It is really good. I've eaten it that way since I was little. I like, why mess with perfection? And then if I don't have any of that stuff, I'll eat it with like sour cream and cheese on it. But I much prefer it. I'd much rather have it with the blue cheese, and salad supreme. It's pretty good. And then if I'm able to save the skins, potato skins, I'll fill them up with the same ingredients and just eat in like little cups. Have you tried Domino's pizza? I love the thin crust. I do like Domino's. They're just hella expensive. And they keep charging more. I think the last time we went, we got just a couple of pizzas and a soda. it was like almost $50 because they include delivery fee and some other fees. Like they are there. If you read the receipts carefully, you will see all of the fees and stuff. And it's ridiculous. The guy from Wolf Creek always does. And you guys want me to do like art submissions, you guys are able to like DM me on Discord and just name me anime character and anime I'm able to do. And that'd be awesome, Era. Let me see if I remember, because I want to make sure I have you added. What was your name? Are you still the Dragon Soul Eater, Era? Talking about expensive. If you want to order Chick-fil-A on DoorDash, it was almost $80 just for delivery. And damn, 50 pizza. Yeah. So, and that wasn't even through DoorDash. That was just through normal delivery from Domino's. Blue cheese. Blue cheese is amazing. I love it. But yeah, it's ridiculous to do DoorDash. Like I think we did. Well, my husband got kicked out of DoorDash for some weird ass reason. But he ordered us ice cream the other day from Cold Stone. And it was just like a couple scoops for each of us, for me, him, baby, and his kids. And it came out to $50 for ice cream for 5 people. And it was just some scoops. And that's because we ordered it through one of the delivery services. Like we should have just gone and gotten it ourselves. It would have been cheaper. It would have been like maybe $30. Maybe that. Wow, USA will go broke. Yeah, we all will because of these services. Okay, perfect, Era. So I do have you. Yeah, that'd be cool if we could do submissions. Do you charge or anything? Because I don't want to just assume that it's going to be a free thing. I never try to assume for artists that it's going to be free. What, $50? Right? Yeah. But it was $50 for the delivery and everything. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with it? So, yeah, lesson learned. Don't order anything through any delivery app and just go pick it up yourself. Like today we had fish and chips from a food truck. And it was like $25 for a pretty decent sized serving of fish and chips for both my husband and I. Have you seen gas prices? Yeah, it's like $4.60 where I live. When we went to see my parents, it was almost $6 in places. That was crazy. $6 for gas is ridiculous. Like, it was. I miss having $2 gas. If it ever goes back down there again, I won't ever complain about $2.50 or $3 for gas. Nope. Because $5 to $6 is a little ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It takes about $45 to $50 to fill up my car. No, it's my first time doing art submission. I'm actually doing it for free until I possibly one day maybe have a Patreon or something. I don't know yet, but I'm doing it for free. Okay. Well, I will definitely reach out and support you in that. Again, do keep us posted if you do want to start charging, just so we know and can respect that. But for right now, since it's free, I will definitely hit you up about that, because that would be awesome to get some art from you. I love supporting fellow creators in any way I can. Can't always do it monetarily, but if I can support in any other way, just like to. And also I'm able to do like TV series. Okay, cool. I might just ask for Levi and Aaron. or a dollar. It would be nice to have $1 gas again, but they haven't had $1 gas since I think like the 70s. Something like that. Gas. Everything used to be really, really cheap. Like, I remember reading a book about life in America in like the 50s, and they thought $1.25 for breakfast in a hotel was expensive. I'm like, can we go back to then when the dollar was so strong that $1.25 was expensive? When you could buy a house for 20 grand and you spent years paying it off. Like, I don't know. I wish we could go back to like 40s America, 50s America, when everything was cheaper in comparison. I remember when I went to Puerto Rico in the mall and my dad worked this 99-cent store. When I went back to the US, and like, ask everybody to do this. Yeah, our dollar store went up to $1.25 store. We had dollar petrol a few years back. Wow. I remember going to Canada and they don't do gallons, they do liters, and it was like $1.30 per liter back then. Can we imagine what it is now? I don't want to know. And I know that sounds cheap, but then it's like a liter, there's 4 liters in a gallon. So it's technically like, it was almost $5 a gallon to get gas in Canada. I don't even want to know what it's like now. Because that was back when gas was getting to like $4 in the US. They were already at almost $5. But here's the funny thing, because even after in Canada, even after you had gas, you saw your gas price, there was still their 20% harmony tax. Canada likes to tax. That's from what I remember. They put tax on everything. They had a shoe tax. You had gas tax. You had harmony tax, which was 20% of everything. Like, it was bad. They never, ever, ever met a tax I didn't like. And in Japan, actually, the yen is now so weak that everything is a lot cheaper. I was kind of sad to read that. It's really cheap to go to Japan now. But now you have to get a visa to go to Japan for a visit. Before, you didn't even have to get a visa. I wish I'd known that and just gone, but didn't. The Dollar Tree is not a Dollar Tree anymore. It's $1.25 now, because where we live, we have one. We have 2 in our town. Yeah, it's really sad to see. If you ever look on the back of a manga book, for example, in a bookstore, yeah, it is pretty much double the price. It's insane, because again, and that's what's really upsetting, is you go and buy that book in Canada, it's that price plus their tax. So it's not only is it almost double the price, but then you add like 15-20% for their harmony tax or whatever tax they had on books. I keep calling it harmony tax because that's what it was called when I lived there. But you add on to that and it's even more. It's like, why am I buying a book? This book is like $15, like max $15 in the US. It is now almost $40 for one book in Canada. So I went and bought a lot of shit in the US when we lived there. It's probably because they're on an island. There's jobs. So they're actually not overpopulated. Their biggest population is their aging population. So Japan is kind of like a big retirement home because the majority of people there are over the age of 60. Because they didn't have a lot of children. So they're over the age of 60 and they're declining, but the group that's like closer to our age and our parents' age is very minimal. So we'll see how it goes. Because stuff has to probably... It's either that, but they, so I think what happened was when the pandemic hit, Japan invested a lot in their travel, the travel side of their economy. And because of the pandemic, they lost a lot of money because they closed their borders. tourists and everything weren't allowed to come back, weren't allowed in there for so long. So I think that like the travel industry took a hit, so therefore the yen took a hit, so therefore everything's now cheaper. Like now you can go back to Japan, you just have to have a visa and you have to be part of a travel group. You don't get to explore on your own anymore. You have to be in a travel group and go to certain specific places, and they have certain guidelines in place and all sorts of stuff. Like, what's the point of going? I want to go to Akihabara. I want to go to like the Naruto um, theme park. I want to go to Attack on Titan at Universal. Like, I want to go for certain places, and I don't think they'd be on their approved travel list. So we'll just wait and see if they ease it up in the next couple of years. Levi as a Titan for sure. I remember when I bought my first manga, it was actually My Hero. First chapter, it was $7.99. Sorry, talking about this stuff is kind of sad. No, you're good. Levi hands down. No, you're good. Can actually end here if you guys want. And we'll end on Titan Levi absolutely decimating all the rest of the Titans. Like that would have kind of want to see what that would have been like. What Titan Levi would have been able to do. He still is. I'm just so sad over the manga and the story and everything. So sad. Makes my heart hurt. But anyway, we'll go ahead and end here, and thank you guys. Oh, we'll see. I love it. I very much enjoy it. It's very cool. But I will go ahead and end here, and I will see you guys next week for the next Hangout, and hopefully there will be a video for you guys to enjoy as well in this upcoming week. I bet he'd be a giant Titan. I bet he'd be freaking huge. But thank you once again for joining me for the weekly Hangout, and I very much enjoyed today. So thank you guys so much. Bye-bye.